If you're a gearhead, this is your new home. Engines roar, wrenches spin, piston pulse powers up, unleash the engine within. This is piston pulse. Your car engine is basically a controlled bomb going off 2,000 times per minute, and somehow that makes you go forward. Isn't that wild? I've always been fascinated by engines. These mechanical marvels take something as simple as burning fuel and transform it into the power that hurls 2 tons of metal down the highway. Let's break down how this incredible machine works. At its core, your engine is beautifully simple. Inside are cylinders. Think of them as metal tubes. Within each cylinder is a piston, which is just a metal plug that moves up and down like a plunger in a syringe. Here's where it gets cool. That up and down motion gets converted into rotation through an ingenious mechanism called the crankshaft. It's like when you're riding a bicycle and pushing down on the pedals. Your legs move up and down, but somehow the wheels turn in circles. That's essentially what's happening in your engine. This rotation is what ultimately turns your wheels and propels you forward. It's mechanical poetry in motion. Linear force becoming rotational force becoming forward momentum. Now the magic of a gasoline engine happens in what we call the 4-stroke cycle. I love this part because it's like a perfectly choreographed dance happening hundreds of times every minute. First stroke, intake. The piston moves down, creating a vacuum that sucks in a mixture of air and fuel, just like when you pull back on a syringe to draw in liquid. Second stroke, compression. The piston moves up, squeezing that air-fuel mixture into a tight space. This compression is crucial because when you compress gases, they become more explosive, like packing gunpowder tightly. Third stroke, power, my favorite. This is where the controlled explosion happens. The spark plug fires, igniting the compressed mixture, and boom! The resulting explosion forces the piston down with tremendous force. This is the only stroke that actually produces power. The others are just setting up or cleaning up after this moment. Fourth stroke, exhaust. The piston moves up again, pushing out all the spent gases through the exhaust valve like clearing the chamber for the next round. And then it starts all over again. In a typical car, idling at just 1,000 revolutions per minute, this entire 4-stroke cycle is happening over 16 times per second in each cylinder. When you're cruising on the highway, we're talking about hundreds of explosions every second. It's mind-blowing when you think about it. Let's talk about the key players that make this all possible. I've always thought of engines as perfect examples of how simple parts, working together, can create something extraordinary. The pistons are the workhorses, moving up and down millions of times over the life of your car without complaint. They're connected to the crankshaft, which is this beautiful, curved piece of engineering that converts all that up and down motion into rotation. The valves are like the bouncers at a club, controlling what goes in and out of the cylinder. Intake valves let the air-fuel mixture in, while exhaust valves let the spent gases out. Their timing has to be perfect. We're talking about millisecond precision here. And then there's the spark plug, the unsung hero of the whole operation. This little device creates a precisely timed electric spark that ignites the compressed air-fuel mixture. Without that spark, nothing happens. It's like having all the ingredients for a cake but no heat to bake it. These components work together in an intricate mechanical ballet. If any one of them fails, the whole system falls apart. That's why I have such respect for engines. They're incredibly robust despite their complexity. Now, when it comes to power, more cylinders generally means more oomph. That's why a V8 engine feels so much more powerful than a 4-cylinder. Each cylinder is like an individual power plant, and more plants mean more electricity, or in this case, more explosions pushing pistons. But there's always a trade-off. More cylinders mean more fuel consumption and more heat generation. It's like running more space heaters in your house. You'll get warmer, but your electric bill will skyrocket. That's where cooling systems come in. Without proper cooling, your engine would melt down in minutes. The coolant circulating through your engine is constantly carrying away heat, like a never-ending bucket brigade fighting a fire. And let's not forget about oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine, creating a thin film between metal parts that would otherwise grind each other to dust. Modern engines can go thousands of miles between oil changes, which is remarkable when you consider the extreme conditions inside. What amazes me most about car engines is how they've evolved over a century, while keeping the same basic principles. They've become more efficient, more powerful, and more reliable, but at their heart, they're still controlled explosions turning wheels. And that's just awesome engineering. Craving more horsepower? Hit subscribe now, subscribe and turn on notifications for your weekly dose of car passion. Stay tuned.